My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire Downfall. We're going to be playing the Automaton in Ascension 8. In Ascension 8. It's a new number. It's right between 7 and 9. It's replaced the previous one there that I've just forgotten the name of. Plum. Straight up cannot recall at all. That's why this feels weird. I got headphones on. Here we go. There we go. That sounds more like home. All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's try and go with the 3 elite path. Take the random rare relic. Definitely want to go with the 3 elite path given that opening. The go-to upgrade's pretty good, but we also have the ability to break the recall. That is to say, break the ruby key, gain a point of strength by base before we go to our first elite. Which, if we don't end up with, like, really good damage by then, that could be our really good damage by then. That'll do. Basically just gives me a free turn to take this hit for 8. And it's an easy kill. Okay. I didn't take it right last time, but it's so good. I didn't take it in the speed run, that is. Well, see, I'm not going to be defending here. Guess I will still play the go-to. Replicate, iterate. Then give him a running copy and a defend. And we try and get back to running copy as fast as possible. And will do. Beautiful. Cut through branch and bit shift. Hard pass on those. Upgrade 3 cards to become flawed? Sure. Iterate and replicate and strike? Okay, that's a decent amount of damage up. I'm okay with the flawed there. Still gonna have to find a way to remove it pretty quickly, but could have been a lot worse. Just kill there. I don't even have to worry about the flawed if I kill. Add a copy of the first card in the current sequence to the next 2 sequences automatically. No, I find it so much more useful just to thin deck here. I'm not going to be able to kill that frontliner. It's fine. Unfortunately, since we also had no defend, that's basically the best I could do. Speaking of the best I can do, just double defend there, I guess. Replicate's up next. Having both of them do their double attack on turn 1, really annoying. Still got him down. Bug Barrage, Invalidate, Buggy Mess. Bug Barrage has a little bit of synergy with Flawed, but I am going to just take Flawed out of the deck. I think we're going to be a wound deck. Ornamental Fan. Whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. Sure, we can do a lot with that. Break the Ruby. Upgrade Go-To. So I want, like, Virus would be nice. Got some good old wildlife outside. Get rid of floor. Do I really want to iterate right now? Probably not. But then I get to put that in the next cycle. I don't get to put that in the next cycle because I would have to cast it now. But the next cycle gets 2 extra cards. Okay, sure. Fine. I still use the iterate. Then we use copying, sprint, replicate. The idea being we get as close as we can to the next cycle that has the extra replicate and the extra sprint in it. Wow, both of those on the very bottom of the deck. Rude as heck. Well, there's no way I can prevent losing my buffer this turn, so might as well jam with it. You know what? I'll pop that speed pot and save the HP here. We've got 2 more elites upcoming. 2 more? 1 more elite. 2 more. It's just a pretty dense turn to get that out. Okay, Letter open a strength potion. Summon orb. Whenever you play or create a function, gain 4 block and deal 4 damage to a random enemy. Upgrades to 6 and 6. Yes. Now we're just going to try and make cheap functions. Cheap functions, a lot of attacks. Already I'm still leaning towards virus. I'm still leaning towards... I don't remember the name of the card, but it gives you just one of the virus beams at the start of each turn. I used it in the speedrun episode recently. Feel a little bad, frankly, that I can't remember the name of the card, but so it goes. Yeah, I just have to split the enemy there. No use trying to do anything else. Get rid of Flawed, and then I can kill 2 in the next turn quite easily. I've also got Letter Opener, so actually just casting any cards is very good for us. So cheap cards are quite good. Max Output gives us the ability to try and set this up a little bit earlier. Low cost. I'll take a single Max Output. Probably won't take another one without a plan. Upgrade 2 cards, Curse Random. I'll be able to choose the 2 cards as well. Okay. No... I'll just upgrade max output myself. We're not going to be taking too many cards. I don't need that many upgrades. Go to iterate flawed, probably. Go to iterate flawed, summon orb. Use the strength potion. Seems a better idea right there. Cool. Preserved Insect. Great to see it. There's also a ship. It deals 2 additional damage for all of your status cards without having destroyed them. Once this is dealing at least 20 damage, so 5 status cards in the deck, it's good. But it's not like a capstone part of the build until it's dealing 50. We'll pass that one, thank you. You're counted as an elite! Well, B. Let's output our way into go to, replicate, iterate. Play that as well. Getting even more power out there, love it. Okay, running copy. We're dealing significant damage here. 70 damage in this fight. Already 100 damage just dealt by the Preserved Insect. I forgot that we actually had a whole extra turn there. Pretty pleased with it. Flail, Bronze Orb, Cut Through. Because we're going Summon Orb and cheap, I don't think we take Flail in this one. You often do take Flail, and it's actually really good next floor. I'm gonna kind of be experimenting here in a little way by not taking it. Bronze Orb, the ability to try and get up a function as quickly as possible for the sake of the Summon Orb. Doesn't seem bad. Also doesn't seem incredible. Seems fine. Second Bronze Orb, a lot better. So we'll get the first one, so we can get the second one. Merge Conflict, Constructor, Backtrace. Pass. Get rid of the Flawed quite happily there. Go for another elite. I'll Bronze Orb just so that I don't draw something and then not have the ability to... Ooh, nice. Okay, 3 skills next turn. 3 skills next turn one time. I just love seeing letter opener value like that. Beauty. Arumba's Pocket Sentry, 7 damage to a random enemy, or apply 1 weak to all enemies, alternating between the 2. Force Shield, we're not going to create things fast enough for us to use that. Or rather, by the time we've created enough stuff to use that, we don't really want to use it. Didn't really leave myself with a Bronze Orb target there. It's my bad. It's okay. Could have been worse. Thank you, Roomba's Pocket Sentry, for getting that kill there. It's a feature. When you draw a cursor status card, gain 1 temporary strength and dex. I mean, with max output, that's, you know, a temporary strength and dex pretty much every turn. But without the ability to keep those, that's not really useful for me at all. Maybe if I had the artifact gain card, I would do that. Finally got the Summon Orb out there. It did cost me my buffer, but Summon Orb is really good. Definitely going to pay for itself here. Okay. I mean, I don't need to perfect the 5 for any reason, but I'll try. Rough hand. Like, the 3 best cards are the 3 bottom cards of the deck. Wild. Go. Good lord, our first hand of every cycle is just garbage. Always value dense in the second part. So strange. Does I kill? Virus? DevTools ship it Mutator. DevTools give you the ability to destroy the function as it currently stands. Mutator, gain a strength, transform status in your hand into a copy of this. I could gain a strength every turn using Mutator and the max output. I've never done that before. Let's try that. I really still want to be able to upgrade cards. I don't want any of these. I do really want the extra energy still as well with Mutator and Summon Orb in the deck. Fine. Oof. Really not pleased with that pick, but I needed the energy more than I think the other one is going to give me the downside. Okay, we'll take this path with the early shot. Rests means significantly less than they otherwise might. Gotta keep that in mind. We can do all of that, and then we can max output to get to the next draw. Do it again. Break all of the enemy's plated armor. This is the first time we may have done this in like 100 episodes. Break all of their plated armor, and then they get stunned. Armorer's Tincture. Probably over the Blessing of the Forge. Delayed Slice. 0 costing code. Replace Replicate with that. Just compile 10 damage to all enemies. It's pretty good. Actually, take that. I'm going to drop the Blessing of the Forge for the Armorer's Tincture. Okay, so go-to is not going to be in anything. I guess that's okay. Should have played that at the start of the fight. I was like, oh, I'm holding this. No, it doesn't have retain, Raps. You're not going to be holding that. You wish you were, but you won't be. Another 7 damage to the enemy. Should have played the 3 defense there. Forgot about the letter opener. Only 80 HP left on it? It's possible it's one of the later question marks on the map. Nope. Turned down, I'm pretty sure, that exact same decision earlier on. Start each combat with a piercing shot in sequence. There's the bronze orb number 2. We'll take the piercing shot in sequence. I would have taken bronze orb number 2 if I had the ability. There you go. All get dropped on the ground. You take another hit. Beautiful. I love it when it works like that. It's so simple. So clean. Weak potion. Another delayed slice as well as a 4 loop and a branch. Don't need all of those. Kind of thinking I would have HP lost by this point, but evidently no. Really should have just used Summoned Orb at the start of that fight. Mutator! Mutator! We did it! We got value out of the Mutator! And I stun you, so I take no damage. Terminator. Play this sequence again. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. God, we have a lot of cards we really want to upgrade at this point. I've got to get the Sapphire Key in, try and break all of the keys early enough. I think. Because if I break them all early enough. Attack uses the defense there. If I break all of the keys early enough, maybe next floor I get to upgrade all cards in my deck by removing all of them. Maybe. Okay, we max output. Throw out the delayed slice, then Terminator, and we'll do it. Vajra, a little bit more strength scaling. Love it. Find and replace delayed slice separator. Don't think I want any of those. Yeah, even find and replace. Ancient potion. Yes. Yes, I do want that one. Possibility of keeping strength or whatever the other one will be. The Gremlin flip, I got bamboozled last time again, but it's fine. I know the rules at least. Wow, so all of these are gremlins. We know that for a fact. Which means these two are safe, these two are safe. Or so one of these is 2, one of these is 1. Okay, yeah. So each of these lines has 1 gremlin knob there. What is that I'm missing about how these puzzles are most easily solved? Right, we got 5 here. Like, there have to be 2 coins and 1 gremlin, right? Which means one of them is 2 coins and then one of them is 1 gremlin. 2 coins, 1 gremlin again. 2 coins, 1 gremlin again, right? So it's the same on each of these lines from the other direction. It's just like, is this the gremlin and 2 coins, 2 coins? Sorry. Wait, is that the gremlin and then these 2 are gremlins? Right? Because that would work if this was 2 and this was 2 and this was 2. But what if it's instead that? Because that could be 2, that could be 2, and then that could also be 2, right? Like, it seems like both of these are valid solutions. Well, except for this one, right? This is 9-1, so it's got to be there. So it's just like, there, or there. One of those is a gremlin. And based on which of those is a gremlin, I know things about the other lines. But I'm getting no information that gives me certainty here. Two of these are gremlins. Only one of these is a gremlin. Fine. Click. Boom. It's the gremlin. Was there a way to tell which of those combinations it was at the end? Unfortunately, here we just have to rest. I wish I had those upgrades there. Remove all strikes. Obtain 3 upgraded tackles. Yep. We'll do that. It's a lot of extra damage for us, and it actually ends up removing a card from our deck in total. So I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, if I'm going to be taking the hit, I may as well take the hit. Full defend there as well. Summon Orb, go to. Cast that, and we cast the Copying Iterate as well. I was pretty sure we were going to be killing there anyway. A Memory as well as the Emerald Key. Another Delayed Slice, another Backtrace as well. Backtrace is fine-ish here. It's just it kills ongoing damage. Liquid Memories is pretty good as well. I think we will take that one. Centennial Puzzle. First time you take combat damage each fight, draw 3 cards. First time you take damage each fight, draw 3 cards rather, sorry. I don't think Mutator was the right choice here. I did just want to take it to actually add something new to the deck, but it doesn't matter if I add something new to the deck if that new thing is not good. Merge Conflict, Bit Shift, and For Loop. At least they're all upgraded. Still not going to take any of them, but at least they're all upgraded. Okay, I got to remember that we can end up in a situation... one sec. We can pretty easily end up in a situation where we get Terminator in the middle if we use the Bronze Orb. So I have to be careful about that. Creates it. Use it for the kills. Strength Potion's definitely going to be with us. Actually over the Liquid Memories. Twin Strike and Feed on turn 1. Damn, that's bold. Right, we'll Iterate and then Bronze Orb, because this actually can only fish Terminator, right? No, it's Terminator or Go-To. Terminator. Some good damage on turn 1 right there. He's casting Fungus Among Us. As long as I'm careful and play out my whole deck every turn, it shouldn't matter to us ultimately. Yeah, like that. Then it won't matter to us if we just murder the enemy. Library at the start of each turn. See, if I was lasting longer in fights, this would be what I would take, but no. Also, we don't create that many functions. A lot of these want me to run thick and slow, which is not what I plan on doing, at the very least for the start of my Ascension climb with this character. Runic Pyramid. Yep. Hugely powerful. We're effectively removing cards from the cycle if we just hold them in hand, so that I just get back to all of my functions faster. We'll take the path with the early shop. Break both of those, and then rest. I also do want question marks, but the early shop is most important here. This also makes sure we don't go past Summon Orb a lot of the time, which we'd previously been doing, so at least pleased with that. Overload backtrace, separator, no thank you. Right, it is down this way, is it not? Yeah. This is fine. We don't need that many rests again. Yeah, we don't need that many rests again because we're not going to be upgrading at any of them. Yeah. Summon Orb. We get the replicate out there, and we play the replicate. So how do we deal with longer fights? Cycle faster, I guess. Seems the best way for us to do it. Good function right there. We can sprint our way down to, I guess, iterators there. Maybe I summon Orb first. Yeah, because then I can iterate on this turn after Mutator. I should have maxed output last turn, I think. Right. We were worrying about the cents, and we were a couple dollars over. Fine-tuning, pre-upgraded. Yes, I will take that, thank you. Whenever you enter a rest site, if you have 10 non-upgraded cards in your deck, upgrade one at random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. We do not have enough to trigger that. However, Sundial, every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, gain 2 energy. That seems pretty easy for us. Lantern as well as Bronze Orb is kind of an interesting idea as well, but I don't think I will go for it. I think I'm going to go for a card removal. Maybe Bronze Orb? Probably not Bronze Orb. It's the exact opposite of what I needed to do. I needed to cast those in the exact opposite order. And the worst thing is I was actually actively thinking about the order I needed to cast those, and I still did the wrong one. Try and empty as many cards out of hand there as possible. Nice. Mutator. I mean, at least Mutator is basically upgraded, right? It upgrades to gain Retain, and what's it got at the moment? Retain. Get all the excess energy here. Use that to cast just way too many functions. Then I'll draw those functions back and cast them again. This is why I don't think we have problems scaling. It's turn 4. A lot of thicker decks could never hope to do the amount of damage that we're just suddenly doing easily. I think that's going to be worth a lot in the final act. Should I go there? Remove a rare card. No. Get bottled code. Start with something in the code. Interesting. I could do that. I don't need to, though. I think I will, though. And then let's put Iterate up there. Mummified Hand. Oh my god. Okay, I need to change some stuff about this deck now. Oh, Iterate went in first. That's weird. Stuff I need to change about this deck. I need pretty much all of the cards in this deck now. Just to be Mutator and statuses. Ow. Actually going to take a fair whack of damage there. So I go to fine-tuning, Mutator, a Terminator out there. Also ow, but what do I have to do with rest sides at the moment other than rest? Deprecate for 2 weak to all enemies? No. I think we passed that over when we weren't playing zero cost functions constantly. Got our Terminator hit there. Perfect. 101 damage on turn 1. Pretty okay with that, I think. Seems reasonable. And the reason I didn't play Mutator there yet is because I really want to do it on the double days. And that's far from the best Mutator we can even make right now. It's my bad. I shouldn't have done that. Sundial would have been happier if I'd ended on that turn. There is a flex potion as well as an ancient artifact. Okay, yeah, I know what we're doing. Cultist strike. Actually, if we got that earlier on enough, I would have taken that and it would have been pretty reasonable by now. I do want to run where I get that early. But that is not this run. Okay. We've got go-to up there already. Lay that out and then terminate. And sure, I'll play the skill for no benefit except for just killing the backliner by itself. Wait, John 1. Okay, well, the final boss fights are going to be easy for us if we can make it to Meow. I'm happy to exhaust the entire hand wherever available there. It's a lot of self-defense you want me to do here. What if instead I refused and then you hit my buffer? A large amount of the reason we're allowed to be this aggressive is the fossilized buffer. Bottled lightning to put fine-tuning in my opening hand, maybe? Because go-to's in the bottle, is it not? No, iterate plus is in sequence. Then I put Terminator in the opening hand. Don't want that, but I do want to make it to the shop. The start of combat, add 2... I kind of really like this. Gain 2 energy and add 1 void to the draw pile. That just gives us a card to also hit with It's a Feature as well as Mutator. Although, upgrading attacks in the deck. Bronze Orb. Literally, there's only Bronze Orb in the deck at the moment to upgrade. Upgrade 2 skills. Terminator is not a good upgrade because it's always going to end up going into a function that already costs that. So it saves us an energy on turn 1, I guess. Take 2 news washers. We might still have stuff to buy on the next floor. Totally works for me. As long as I kill the backline here as well. Oh, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? It's fine. So I blocked the 34 with that hit, and then the backline, it does hit me. Couldn't hit the backline with any of the tackles, because then I would have done damage to myself, removing my own stack there. Flower every 3 turns. We get an extra energy. Definitely don't know the skill pot. I mean, I've got Omamori. I can negate Curse regardless, so it's fine. Also, an interesting note. Once this enemy gives you a parasite, they can no longer give you any more parasites. So I would definitely be fine at that point. Okay, that one was my mistake. I needed to defend first so that I kept my barricade barrier buffer. Unfortunately, this enemy has malleable as well. We got him close enough to dead that I'm feeling comfy with this. And kill. Pulsar fine-tuning buggy mess. None on that. Alright, so Silent is going to be poisoning us. As long as we leave an energy at the end of every single turn, we should be fine. There we go. We clear the poison immediately. 13, so I need to leave 2 energy at the end of this turn if possible. Which I guess would be now... So I don't want to replicate right now. So I'll tackle, leave it there. So I've got the Void in the draw pile, and now I've got a Daze in the draw pile as well. Yeah, so I want to have any energy at the end of this turn, but I could have none, and that'd be still fine. Mutate that one there, and then clear a card out of hand. Mutate that there. Oh my god, we got another Mutator! Oh, of course we got... It's normal that you get another Mutator of that, Raps. Save an energy or cast Past Shot. Past Shot's too instrumental to our damage to not cast there. We'll let the buffer take that hit. Especially because it was such a small one. Mutator on Daze, Mutator again. Hold up a defend, and then all I have to do is leave a single energy at the end of this turn, which I think it's almost harder not to. There you go. This one's rougher. I need to leave 4 energy at the end of this turn if I don't want to take any damage. Thankfully, that doesn't matter if the enemy is too busy being dead at the time. There's our Ascension 8 victory. start calling these the Ascension Grind, as I mentioned, as soon as we're going beyond Ascension 11 for each character at the same time. Until then, I'm just going to, as quickly as possible, work them all up to that level. Okay, I've got to have that bomb be negated by the... buffer, because otherwise we're going to take a huge amount of damage on that turn. Let's go to fine-tuning. Draw a bunch of cards. Definitely play that and then play that again. As it turns out, what I really ought to have done is just play the strength out at the very start of that instead. Energy and draw an additional card at the start of your next 6 turns. No, fine on all of those, I think. You can't make me. It's a feature Mark II? I don't really get that much. Might just be remove another card from the deck and get a tackle out of here. Make the deck a little bit thinner, a little bit more consistent. So those are going to be annoying. Definitely could be a little bit of a problem for us. Especially depending on how we draw in the opening here. Losing the buffer there to 1 damage, that hurts. Lots of Mutator fuel, and that's what I meant the whole time. That's why we did it. Oops. I mean, like, it does work out in the end, but also oops. Sometimes an oops can work out in the end. Gotta give me some more statuses, bud? I mean, we found some strength growth. Really pulling ourselves along. Despite losing the draw. I'll take you down. Ah, yes, and I don't have the ability to get the tackle out there. That's fine. We've got the Mutator for all of the growth requirements that we have. And far more energy than we need at all. Yeah, this one's going to be easy, and then the next fight, as soon as we have the flex potions up, should be fine. Got him. Okay. So I got to make sure that I pop the ancient potion just before the end of the turn. We've seen all of the modifiers that Nya has on her at the moment. So we've got that from Replicate. We'll play a Summon Orb, defend. Guess get the Replicate out there, sure. Could have done a lot more damage this turn. I was just scared of preventing a debuff that wasn't the strength loss. Clearly overly scared. Transform a status in your hand into a copy of this, not status or a curse, unfortunately. Alright, we lose all of that. Ow. How do we intend on defending ourselves well enough here? That. We can use a flawed in the turn, burn a bunch of cards there that aren't useful. 10 poison every single turn from Niao. That's rough. That's certainly a lot. And then we just running slice. Throw up another pass short. That'll get the kill. Next turn. There we go. Super thin deck by the end there. Okay. So. Good run. Good solid automaton run. I am finding iterate is in a vast majority of these runs. It's a very, very concentrated amount of damage with the amount of strength gain that this character can get, as well as exploits effectively their ability to upgrade all of the numbers on a card. The kind of fine-tuning situation there works particularly well on that card too. I liked using Mutator for the first time. Although a lot of the reason I liked it later on was just because we had the mummified hand. Otherwise, it was going to be a lot more rough to use. Class default? Not class default. The one that was going to give us temporary strengthened decks as soon as we got the status draws. That was also particularly effective. Summon Orb was also particularly effective. All of these things that we've known before. I do want to run a Bug Barrage build that has the card that gives us the temporary strengthened decks. I think that would be particularly interesting. Make for some pretty powerful turns over the course of that. And especially give us the ability to, like, throw the Capstone card, which I can't remember the name of it, but a Burnout. I was about to say, it burns out your statuses. It's called Burnout. That card would be a really good Capstone piece after gaining a bunch of temporary strength from that. Meow having 10 poison every turn for free? That seems rough. It wasn't a problem there because we were really, really powerful and it was pretty difficult to kill us. As long as we got to cast the cards that we made, we were going to be fine. But gosh, it's rough. Because the enemy also does a huge amount of damage. So it's like the Silent does not do much damage themselves. Because if they did damage themselves and you had to defend against them, as well as, you know, trying to do your own damage, as well as leaving enough energy to clear the poison, it would feel bad. Unfortunately, Meow does do a bunch of damage on a bunch of turns, so you just sometimes have to let the poison build. Not in this deck, but with others. I could see that being a problem I run into over the course of the Ascension grind in particular. I'm kind of like calling my shot as to that being something that is going to take us out on one of our, let's say, Ascension 14 runs. But for the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire Downfall. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.